What up, y'all? This is Justin Muzack. I am the creator and host of the GR8-L8 Show. Before the show even got started, I was literally just looking for my next big opportunity. The show that I first started off on, Syndicate Radio, had just broken up, and I had started interning at a hip-hop magazine, Street Motivation Mag, and before I knew it, I was just this college kid interviewing people like Snoop Dogg, The Game, T-Boz from TLC, B-Real from Cypress Hill, and it just created a snowball effect where local outlets and other stations started to, take notice. And it was a really beautiful thing. My love for hip-hop since I was a kid just started to take me places that I never thought I would be able to, be around. Before I knew it, I was talking to one of my good friends, DJ Choice One from 93.5 K-Day, and he was doing his thing over at Farside TV. And in my mind, when I first heard and saw Farside TV, I was like, the Farside? And out of curiosity, I just went ahead and asked Choice, like, what's going on with that situation. He had a show that he was DJing on, and I asked him because I was missing out on doing radio. It's just, there's something about it, whether you're selecting music, whether you're just interviewing somebody, just the vibe of just being in the studio, I just missed it a lot. And I told him, like, I'm looking to do a solo project, and could you put in a good word for me? And of course he did. And then before I knew it, I met Booty Brown of the Farside, and my first time meeting him, I pitched him the show, and it's pretty much the same as it is today, where it's the one-stop shop, or the one place where mainstream, underground, indie, undiscovered, and local hip-hop and R&B really just intersect. And it's been such a beautiful thing, because when I first created it, I just felt like everything was just so fragmented. It was just old heads versus new heads, and people who didn't know who Atmosphere or MF Doom or Kids in the Hall or Jedi Mind Tricks, like there's this whole gap, because there's people who love real hip-hop or 90s hip-hop, but they don't know any of the people that I just named. And I was like, you know what, there's a lot of great stuff from all sides, and I'm also discovering these new artists and people that I just think are dope, and I just want to be one of those day one supporters. So I just blended everything together and made it what it was, or what it is today. And in the 2 years that I was at Farside TV, it was just amazing, because not only was I playing what I wanted to play and doing what I wanted to do, but I had people on early that I just believed in, and now that they're really blowing up, it's just like, man, it's definitely a blessing. Then after that, I got picked up by 101.5 KQBH, which that's always been a dream since I started doing radio, was to make it to the FM. And started playing cats locally, and people tuning into the show. It was just like mind-blowing. It's felt like everything that I worked for up until this point, just it made sense. Then the global pandemic happens, and I was just at a point where I was like, man, I can't DJ, which was part of my income. I was in the music industry as a junior booking agent, working in concerts and tourism and stuff. But the one thing that kept me going was, I still have this show. I still have a show to do. And I found a way to still deliver the show remotely. The beautiful thing at that time is I was discovering so many different artists on Instagram and Spotify because of the algorithms that, based off of the music that I just enjoy. And from there, I just found a whole new wave of just talented people. Within the last year, I've introduced possibly in the hundreds of artists to FM that probably wouldn't have gotten the opportunity if I wasn't digging and finding stuff. But it's been a really cool thing to discover the music and then message the artist like, hey, like, I'm in LA and I'm about to play your record. And for the artists that are here, I know they definitely appreciate it. But for the ones that are in different regions like East Coast, the South, the Midwest, for them, that's the most dopest thing ever, is that there's a DJ in LA that's really messing with their stuff. And also I'm messing with artists that are international, people in the UK, Australia, just the Caribbean, just a little bit of everywhere. It's been a wonderful ride so far, and I just want to just continue to keep doing it. It's really just been trying to keep that momentum and continue the story and help as many artists as possible. I mean, I've spent many nights editing music just because I just want people to have that opportunity to not only be heard, but to have someone that's just like in their corner really believing in the music. And the wild part is, even though I post the episodes up on Mixcloud and places for people to stream later, people are tuned in 10 p.m. to midnight just so they can hear what I'm playing. And it's a wild thing, and I'm far from where I want to be. I'm gonna continue to keep grinding, and I do believe that this show really could be a staple in LA, and not even just that, and just in hip-hop, just that weekly show where inclusion is promoted and people from all walks of life are represented, and there is no real reason why we should be divided, especially in a time where social distancing is a thing, and racial division and everything. This will always be my protest to the world that, good music is still here. And I enjoy playing the album cuts or the mixtape joints from mainstream artists that's why we fell in love with them. I like playing stuff from So Far Gone, Finally Famous, Big Sean's mixtape series, Currency's Pilot Talk. But I also like sprinkling in with sometimes some Trippie Redd or Lil Baby, mixed with MF Doom and, Madlib. And I just like to blend it all, especially with these up and coming people like Keon Bell, Silver and Gold, Young Like a Snob, AMC Twan, Young Benny, ISO Indies. The list goes on of how many artists that I'm feeling and supporting every Sunday night, and I'm just blessed. So for those who have tapped in, I appreciate you. We gonna keep it going. As Nip the Great said, the marathon continues, and we gonna do this until we can't do it no more.